What's up, guys? PokePro here, and it's a beautiful day in the Atlantic Northeast. So I thought, what better time to sit inside and talk about Pokemon cards? So today I figured I'd do a video on how to invest, how to keep track of your inventory, what to invest in, and things that just surround that sort of criteria. I've been investing in Pokemon / collecting in Pokemon since I was little, but I really started I'd say August, right before Hidden Fates came out. I had no idea what the hell I was getting into. I took a big leap of faith. I quit my job as financial restructuring. Made a good bit of money there, and I decided, you know what? I owe it to myself to try to do my own thing for a year, at least take a year off, and really just try to do something on my own and something I could take credit for. So jumped headfirst into Pokemon. I've been the biggest Pokemon fan since I was little. I played every single game from the Game Boy through the DS, the Wii on Pokemon Revolution. Oh my God. The GameCube, Pokemon Coliseum. Oh my God. That was one of the best games of all time. And through Sword and Shield, and I've been a Pokemon lifer, for better or for worse. Actually, no, always for better. Pokemon's amazing. So yeah, I decided I've been following this thing. I've been the biggest fan since I was 5 years old. Why not try to make some money out of it? Or at least have some fun doing it. So I dove headfirst into Pokemon, and it's been great. It's been great. I mean, this year has been astronomical for the Pokemon franchise, collectibles in general, with COVID going on. Prices have skyrocketed. Things that you used to be able to get for $100 are now $1,000. It's been crazy following it, and I mean, this is my first year doing this, and it's been pretty good to me. But yeah, I've amassed a huge inventory. It's taken up way too much space in my house, and I figured after a couple months of doing it, I needed to categorize all of this and get it into a nice, concise spreadsheet. So I set up something on Google Sheets, and it helps me track the prices of everything, keeps everything organized. And organization is the biggest part of investing in this sort of thing. If you're not organized, you're not gonna know what you have on hand. You're not gonna know how prices are doing in relation to what you purchased the product for. And so I set up this spreadsheet, and it's really changed everything about how I invest in Pokemon. But I invest in everything. I go vintage, I go modern. A lot of modern sets are doing pretty well. Darkness Ablaze just came out recently. Champion's Path comes out tomorrow. And that's going to be an incredible set. It's not quite on the same level Hidden Fates was. It's the first year of Sword and Shield, so Hidden Fates came out third year of Sun and Moon. So this is just the first holiday set that's coming out. Sure, it's got three Charizards in it if you count that promo. But it's its own set. You take those Charizards out of there, it's a pretty basic set. It's got some good trainers in it. But besides that, those Charizards are deal breakers for this set. But yeah, so to get organized, you got to build yourself a spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets, and I'll actually show you guys exactly what's going on here. And I can even help you guys set up your own spreadsheet if you want. So every time I get new product in, I log it into my inventory spreadsheet. This is just on Google Sheets. So I get the name down, whatever it is, the full name, the quantity I have, the maximum purchase price I purchased it at. So for this instance, for this example, we'll use the Hidden Fates Charizard tin. So I have a bunch of them. I purchased it at a maximum price of $20. So MSRP for these things is $20 minimum. You're not going to find them anywhere else at Walmart, Target, online. At any point in time, $20 was usually the minimum you found these things at. Now you could get coupons, which is one of the biggest ways to save money. You get coupons, you use your rewards on memberships at Target, you get 1% off for making an account with them on every single Target purchase, 1%. I mean, that adds up. You spend $500, that's $5, but still, that's $5 off that you wouldn't be getting otherwise. GameStop is big. If you have an account there, it's like $20 a year, but you get $5 off per month of any purchase. That's huge. And also you get points earned towards your next purchase. So you get points. Every 1,000 points is basically $1. I don't know how their points accrue, but it's substantial. And you get coupons through that, and that helps you save money on purchases. And that's the biggest part of all this, is saving money and making money. So getting back to this, so the maximum purchase price I would pay for a Hidden Fates tin is $20. Then you got to add tax. So in Connecticut and New York is 8%, Connecticut's 6%. If you're in New Hampshire, you're making out big with 0% sales tax, which is amazing. Up next is the total maximum cost. So you multiply your quantity by your total maximum purchase price, and you get your total maximum cost. That's how much you totally could have paid for all this, right? So after I calculate my total minimum cost, I figure out what the minimum I'd be willing to sell this product for. So that's easy. You just pick a percent in your head. How much money at the bare minimum would you want to be selling this product for to make a profit? So for my minimum resale value, I use 20%. At minimum, I would want to make 20% on each one of my purchases, right? It's at the end of the day, you make 1%, you're still making a profit, but like you want to make money off of these. So in your head, on your spreadsheet, you set up a minimum purchase price or minimum resale value, and I put 20%. So after tax, 20% on that will be $25.92 for each Hidden Fates Charizard tin. Now, obviously, this price is not reflective of the market right now because Hidden Fates Charizard tins are around $50. I know there's a reprint going on, but it's not widespread. It's hit or miss depending on where you're at. So, like, you can get these for $50 somewhere. You can find them in store for $20. It's all about where you are and whether or not they're restocking it by you. So then you calculate your total resale value, your maximum or minimum resale value, the total of it. It's just the quantity times the minimum resale value. And I have a template for this Google Sheets if anyone wants it. You just got to give me your email and I can send it to you. You got to have a Gmail account. This is free. I don't use Microsoft Word or anything, or Microsoft Excel or anything. So after I calculate my total minimum resale value, you want to get a max resale value figure in your head. So for me, I thought, you know what? If all things worked out, I would want to make double my money on each one of these purchases. So I just did my total maximum purchase price times 2. Simple, super easy. That gives me $43.20 as a resale value at max for these tins. Now, obviously, the market's doing better than that. So in some cases, your max resale value isn't going to hit. You could look at a Crimson Invasion booster or Elite Trainer box. You get that Crimson Invasion Elite Trainer box at $30. There's no way you're selling it for $60. You're going to sell it for $35 at most. So it doesn't even meet your 20% threshold. But this max resale value gets a figure in your head as what's the maximum best case scenario that this could go. Sometimes things exceed that max resale value, like these Hidden Fates tins, $7 more than that at $50 each. Sometimes they go way below your 20% threshold. That's okay. I mean, as long as you're making your money back on those big ticket items and you're making smart investments, like Hidden Fates, for example, like it all balances out in the end as long as you're making smart investments. Now, if you're buying a whole bunch of Guardians Rising and Crimson Invasion Elite Trainer boxes, I'd rethink your investments because, I mean, each one of those is $30. You could buy 7 Darkness Ablaze double packs with a free short and sealed pack in that for that amount. And at that point, you're getting 2 booster packs in each one of those. It's 14 packs. And it's just a better investment because you have a chance of pulling a Charizard. It's just a better resale value. Or you get a True Steel box. Those things are amazing. They have the best packs I've ever seen out of a box in Modern. So now is the big things. So this spreadsheet I have set up tracks the price currently on TCG Player for me compared to what I spent on each product. So if we're looking at normal price, this is from TCG Player. This equation I have built into this spreadsheet takes the current price listed from TCG Player, which is just far and away probably the best and easiest in terms of interface site to use for collecting and tracking your investments. It takes the price from TCG Player, the normal price and the median price. And we'll get into that a little bit later. I have it written down. So normal price is the price point based on recently processed and completed purchases of cards through to the TCG Player buy list. So it's basically all of those sources that they have to get your product on TCG Player. They compile it into a little algorithm and it spits out a number as to the price point based on the recently processed sales for that item. I also have the median price, which is basically the median number for the most recent sales. So the middle number. So say they sold something at $30, they sold something at $55, and they sold something at $70. And this is all the same product. They would put that $55 price point because it is the middle price. So I have that built into this spreadsheet, and those numbers subtract my purchase price. So the maximum purchase price with tax right here, $21.60, that I paid for this Hidden Fates tin. It is subtracted from the current price that is listed on TCG Player, and it is right here at $30.75. Now that is the total maximum profit I could get from selling it right now. And I have that in a conditional formatting on here so that it spits it out in green to tell me exactly how much money I am profiting on it. And I have this for every single product on here. So look at this, Crimson Invasion Elite Trainer Box. The normal price right now that you can get these things at is $28 because this set was printed in the ground. The maximum purchase price I could have purchased it at was $35. Apparently I paid $35 for this piece of crap box. Because it was printed in the ground, sure, you can get a Gyarados out of it, it's worth $30. It still doesn't pay for the box. So it is down $9.72, and this updates every 15 minutes. So it gives me a very up-to-date spreadsheet of what I would be selling these at right now if I hit sell on everything, right? So some things are going to be in red, and the sheet doesn't always update immediately. So like right there it says loading. It's because there's so many items on here that it needs to pull everything every 15 minutes. So sometimes some things will be lagging behind, like this Unified Minds box. So it says minus 43 right there, but that's not correct because that's just subtracting what I would have paid for with tax, which is $43.20. So in this case, the listed medium for a Unified Minds Elite Trainer box is $89 right there. So that gives me a cost differential on my median price of $46, which is incredible. I mean, this is something that came out a year and a half ago. So this spreadsheet helps me keep track of all of the items in my inventory as well as their current prices. This helps me keep organized. It helps me track the market, and I don't have to lift a finger. Once this is set up, all I have to do is just update the quantity of the things that I purchase. Now, every once in a while, I purchase something new. I have to set up a new row. It takes 5 seconds. All I have to do is copy down the equation and put in the total maximum purchase price and the tax, and it spits out exactly what this is worth right now. Now, I did this with my cards too. So right here, this is the trainer cards algorithm I have set up. So I have my quantity, I have my normal price, and then you get that price on the day that you make your spreadsheet, right? So all of these prices I got in August. So in August, the normal price on TCG Player and the median price on TCG Player were $50.82 and $63.23 respectively. Now, since that day in August, the normal price is now $57.66 and $59.99. Now that gives me my percentages right here. So you can track to the day how much each card has gone up and down in price. Now you're seeing a lot of red here, and that's because a lot of these cards, they're worth $3 to $5. The vast majority of them are worth $3 to $5. So if something sells for 30 cents less than you bought it at, or that you logged this price at, it's gonna go down. And it's going to go down a lot because 30 cents is a lot more out of $5 than it is out of $20. And that's okay because over time, once these are out of print, and as long as it's a good energy with a good art and it's useful and maybe it'll be reprinted in the future, these trainers will retain their value. Now, I have these spreadsheets set up for everything. I have these set up for my full arts. I have it set up for all my sealed product. I have it set up for my trainers. I have it set up for my shinies. I have it set up for everything. And I am constantly updating it so that I can keep track of exactly how much I'm spending and how much I'd be making right now. Now, if all of this turns red one day, I'm gonna know something's up in the market. Something catastrophic has happened. And I need to find some way to get my inventory out of my house and into someone else's hands. Because if all this turns red one day, that is no good. That means that something has happened to the collectible or Pokemon market and that this is tanking. It's just like a stock ticker. Like when the market goes, like when we had the Great Recession in 2008 because of the financial crisis, all of this turned red except for stocks. And people were selling like crazy just to either make out even or at less of a loss than they would if they waited another day. So I check this every single day, and I keep in mind it's tough to log the individual prices every day because this spreadsheet would just break because so much information's in there. So you just have to keep a general idea in your head of how much things are worth and how much green there is on your spreadsheet. If, like you see right here, all of this green right here is hidden fates. All of that is up in value. The pin collections, the tins, the premium collection boxes, the ETBs, the ball collections, all of it is up right now, right? So if I log in here one day and I see that this is all red, it means something catastrophic has happened. And it lets me get a good idea of how the market is doing as well. So like these pin collection boxes, this is Mew and Mewtwo, right? I bought them at $15 each. Total maximum purchase price for each one is $16.20, right? Right now you can find them online somewhere for $24.33 and $24.38 respectively. Now on the right here, I have a price increase / decrease of how much I am going up in my value. So it's essentially a stock ticker. It helps me keep track of my percentages as well. So when this drops below 0, it means that I am losing money. It's incredibly intuitive. It's super simple to set up though, and it will help you be a better investor and keep track of how you're doing with your investment. Now you can do this for anything. I mean, I have these Yu-Gi-Oh packs right here. You got Spell Ruler. You got Blue Eyes White Dragon. And you got Metal Raiders. Now I paid $7 for each one of these at Target. Right? They got a massive restock in. I picked out the best packs that I could. Metal Raiders, Spell Ruler, and Blue Eyes. They had Pharaohs, but I just didn't want that at the moment. And I was like, okay, let me check TCG Player right now and see how much they're selling these at. Now, right now, at this very point in time, Blue Eyes is like $9.99. Metal Raiders is like $10.50. And then Spell Ruler is like $13 or $14. So I was like, all right, this is great. You get home, you log it in your inventory, and you set it and forget it. Now, whenever you buy a Metal Raiders pack, a Blue Eyes White Dragon pack, or a Spell Ruler pack, you just update your quantity, and this thing tells you exactly how much money you're making right now. Now, it's not that this money is theoretical. If I found a buyer right now, I would sell it all, and I would be making exactly this much money. But until you hit sell, this is just like having a stock. You're watching its value fluctuate daily, and you're keeping track of trends in the market. Now, let's get to the investing side now. So I went to a card shop in Poughkeepsie, New York, Champions Card Collector. They're my go-to shop for vintage cards, and I saw this binder in there. And I was like, you know what? I had a bunch of cards in my hand that I was gonna buy. And I saw this binder behind the counter, and I saw a couple other binders. And I was like, you know what? It never hurts to check out what someone sold to this place. Because these binders, like, look at how old this thing is. This thing's from 1999. It's from 1999, Creatures Game Freak. Someone bought this at Wizards of the Coast, and they filled it up with Pokemon cards. And then one day, they were like, you know what? I'm no longer interested in Pokemon. So I'm going to sell it for $150 to this place. I saw this behind the counter and I was like, I want to take a look through that. And what do I see in there? A full set. I put these cards out because they needed to be out. A full pack fresh set of Neo. First edition. All these cards are flawless. So what do? I take one look through it, and I straight up offer them, and it even has some cards like this. And it's not just Neo Genesis, it's Neo Rev, it's Neo Discovery, and it's Neo Destiny. an entire master set of all 3 of those. So I see this, and I'm trying not to smile. I'm trying to contain my excitement because I want this. I know I'm walking out of the store with this that day because it's got the T17 in there, in pack fresh, mint condition, not a single flaw on this thing. It's in the one touch, so it doesn't get any sort of damage to it. I just say, hey, I'll give you $500 for this entire book. And the guy goes behind the counter, hands it off to one of his associates and says, you know what, look up these prices, let's see what it is. He comes back to me, he's like, you know what, can't do it for $500. Lowest I can go is $1,000. And it was tough. It was tough for me to say, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I was feigning disinterest. I was like, you know what, I don't think I can do it for $1,000. Made a counter offer for $800. He's like, I can't go lower than $1,000. I'm just going to throw this back in my stock, and it's going to sit there until it appreciates in value, which it's doing by the day. I mean, a master set right now, a first edition Neo Genesis, I can't even imagine, in perfect condition. All these cards are flawless. I can't imagine what this is worth right now. And I was feigning disinterest in everything, and it was the day the Ultra Prism restock came in. So he's got like 20 Ultra Prism booster boxes back there. He's like, you know what? I'll sweeten the offer. For an extra 100, I'll throw in a Ultra Prism booster box. And I said, sold. I'll take that. Because this set right here, as a master set with no cards missing, I mean, imagine how many first edition Neo booster boxes you'd have to open. Probably 2 or 3. And each one of those is $20,000 or more. Imagine how many of those you'd have to get this entire set in first edition. Pack fresh. I paid $1,000. I got the T17. Got the first edition Lugia. This one is probably a PSA 8. But this T17 right here, this as a solo card, I mean, it's netting $700, $800. That pays for this entire binder that I bought at my purchase price. It's crazy. Like, you never know what you're going to find at these places. So your vintage card shops, they can have things they don't even know. Like, they didn't know this was a master set. He was looking through this. He's like, yeah, like the $1,000 price point is just for the hollows. Like, everything else in here is basically a throw-in. And in my mind, I'm like, you don't know what you have here. But it was a gamble at the same time. Like, this is $1,000 for shiny cardboard. Now, Pokemon is the largest grossing media franchise of all time. Hello Kitty is next. Hello Kitty is huge around the world, but Pokemon is transcendent. You go into any first grade classroom and say, who loves Pokemon, or hand out Pokemon cards. My girlfriend's a teacher. I give her Pokemon cards all the time. Well, now that COVID's going on, I don't do that anymore. But last year, I'd give her Pokemon cards just about every day to give to her kids. And those things flew like hotcakes. Kids love Pokemon, and that's huge for the next generation of collectors and investors. I'm not going to say solidifies Pokemon's status as something that will be viable in 20 years, but it's important to know that people that are young are still enthralled with this franchise. Now, let's get into some other investments I make. So, you got to know what the chase cards are for every single set. So here's a bunch of chase cards right here. I'll get some more out. Oh, well, that was good. So here we have a whole bunch of Charizards, some Shiny Legends Mewtwo's, and some Cynthia's. Now, right out the gate, when these sets are released, you can get these cards for cheaper than they are right now. That's for sure. Like this Mewtwo, when it came out, you could get it for like $20, $30 when Shiny Legends came out. Now it's probably around a $60, $70 card. You go on Mercari, you go on Facebook Marketplace, people are overvaluing this thing like crazy, and it's got a great value. Like, that is iconic right there. Same with this Charizard. First ever sale of a black label was $10,000. PSA 10s right now, sure, they're over $1,000, but nothing close to that $10,000 mark. If you get a black label, maybe it'll come close to that. This Charizard right here, you can still get it for around $30, $40. But if you get it in a PSA 10, it's like a $300 card. You got Shadowless Charizard right here. I mean, that's just like one of the most iconic cards of all time. And this is the reprint of it. But you got to identify the chase cards. You got to look at a set before it's released and be like, you know what? If I pull that, it's probably going to have a good price point on it. This Gods card right here, like there's no other card like that. There's no other statue Pokemon card. Like the Pokemons are always animated in their cards. And this is a statue card and alternate art. Alternate arts are huge. Sword and Shield hasn't released any yet. They have the gold cards, which I consider sort of alternate cards, but they got the same background. Like this is usually like tells a story, the alternate arts. So those always have a premium on them, no matter what alternate art it is. Someone's going to be a fan of that Pokemon and want that card. Now Cynthia, extremely playable card. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. Like that can win you a game if you don't have the cards in your hand that you need and you're backed into a corner. You got Reshiram Charizard, and this is just an iconic art. It's her and her Garchomp. How many people remember losing to her in Diamond and Pearl? You get to the Elite Four, and she just throws that thing out, and it's just game over if you're not running the right guys. You got the Rainbow Reshiram Charizard. I paid a premium for this card. I paid around $230 for it, but it's perfect. Like if I wanted to get this graded, I could, and it would most likely come back a 10. There's not a single flaw on here. So I paid a premium for that card because I know if I get it graded into a 10, I can make money on it. Even a 9, I can make money on it. Another statue card, and then this card is the only Japanese card I have from Tag Team All-Stars. And in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful cards made in recent sets. Like, gold cards have a price point on them because they are so rare. And this card is probably the rarest one out of Tag Team All-Stars. Maybe the Mew and Mewtwo is comparable to it, but I bought this card for like $90 on Mercari when Tag Team All-Stars was still being printed, and I don't regret that purchase at all because it is perfect. Whenever I'm on these sites, I'm not buying cards that are PSA 6s unless they're super vintage, like the Legends cards from Heart Gold, Soul Silver series. Like, I am trying to buy the best of the best because it's the best way to make your money back. And thankfully, I got into this on Mercari when prices were still manageable. You get theme decks for around like $60 or $70. And I got this Charizard right here. I think it was $160, but it's like a PSA 8. It's a first edition holo Team Rocket Charizard, Dark Charizard, iconic art. Look at that. It's perfect. It's just a good price point. Now, in the rest of these are all Charizards. That's a base set 2 Charizard. And the rest of these are all Charizards. So I look at a set and I see, does it have a Charizard? Because people are crazy. People will just buy the crap out of sets because they have Charizards in it. So Darkness Ablaze, that's not a Charizard. But these cards right here, another alternate art that people love. So you got the Reverse Holo Evolutions Charizard. This is from the Lunchbox tin. This is the promo. Then you have these, which are just from Team Up. Now, Team Up is a specific set. Team Up is a great set. Actually, this might be Dragon Majesty. I lied. That's Dragon Majesty. This is Team Up. Now, Team Up had a Charizard in it. It had it in the pre-release boxes. And it had a non-holo version that you could get in Reverse Holo. Now, Team Up went out of print 45 days after it was released, which is unprecedented. So Vivid Voltage has a Charizard in its theme deck, right? That is going to drive the price of that theme deck up, but the rest of Vivid Voltage is going to falter because apparently I spoke with some people at one of my middlemen, the awesome couple. Shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. And we had a conversation about the decks that came out, and they compared Vivid Voltage to Crimson Invasion because it's got a lot of similar properties. It's coming out around the same time that Crimson Invasion did in terms of the release. And Crimson Invasion was printed in the ground. Now, Crimson Invasion did not have a Charizard in it. It didn't have many draws besides that Gyarados, to be perfectly honest. So that Charizard theme deck is going to be what buoys the price point for Vivid Voltage. Nothing else in Vivid Voltage besides the Pikachu is going to be fantastic. It's just that Charizard theme deck that I am keeping my eyes on because it's Charizard and it's going to be the only way to get that card in the Shattered Foil. And it's just going to be a great investment. So I always look for Charizards. New or old, always look for the Charizards. You got the Charizard EX, I think that's from Evolution. Charizard breaks in. This Charizard is from, I have no idea, I think Expedition? Not sure. That bad boy, I got a PSA 10 for $35. Got some more Charizard breaks-ins. Opened a lot of Cosmic Eclipse up. Now you have the Charizard from Hidden Fates. Charizard from Burning Shadows. A bunch of those because the other Charizard has eluded me. Evolutions. You got the Tin Charizard. Got like 60 of these. Oh, there goes some Charizards. That is never something you want to have happen. You never want to drive your Pokemon cards. Even when they're protected, anything can happen to these things. It is cardboard at the end of the day, even when they're in this case. Now, each one of these I bought for $50 back when you could get them for $50. I bought each one of these for 15 or 20. And I mean, these are all from Cosmic Eclipse. All these are from Cosmic Eclipse. That set was the last set released for Sword and Shield, or Sun and Moon. And it had Charizards in it. It was also, anytime the last set's released, like that's a good set into investment. Sure, it might be printed a lot, but it's gonna have all the arts that they've been working on that they were like, you know what? I don't want this for a team up. Put it in the back. We'll save it for Cosmic Eclipse. It's got so many cards in it. How many cards are in this set? I think 230. Yeah, 236. There's 236 cards in that set. That's a huge set. I think that is tied with Unified Minds for the biggest set in Sun and Moon. This is a promo Charizard from the box. These are Charizard Reshiram's. Now, the Charizard Reshiram box, I have like 15 of those because it's got Charizard and Reshiram on it, and it's got great packs in it. It's got a bunch of Unbroken Bonds. These are all the Charizard Black Stars. Charizard Reshiram Black Star from the box. Another team up. Reverse Holo. I didn't even know I had that. It's a Reverse Holo Charizard. And then another Cosmic Eclipse Charizard. So once you have all of your cards in top loaders and everything, you have them loaded into your spreadsheet. Let's go to Google Sheets and see what else I've got in here. So I have my Pokemon cards, right? This is how I keep track of all of my Pokemon cards. So at the top, we got Latios and Latias. Got their ID number, their set, the number that I have of each, the normal price and the median price on the date that I collected, so it was August 2020. And then, again, the normal and median price for each. And then I have the profit, which is just a subtraction of the normal and median price that are currently listed from the normal and median price that I recorded at on the time that I entered them into the spreadsheet. And you can see it's a lot of green. And a lot of the red that you see is just because it's loading. It's loading into the spreadsheet right now from TCG Player. Now you can only make this sort of spreadsheet. You got to know how to look for tables on websites. So the way the spreadsheet works, it's a query, right? It's an import HTML equation. So you type import HTML into Google Sheets, you put your parentheses in, you get the URL for the page you're looking for, and then you have to figure out what table to draw from. So let's go to TCG Player. Let's search for a so right now, I guess my most recent was Blue Eyes White Dragon. Latios. And if I can type, and Latias. So I find the alternate full art right there. So I see that the tables that I'm drawing from are right here and right there, right? So I go back to here. For my normal price, that's $64.03 right now. You can see it's just pulling right from there. And this hasn't updated, so the prices are a little off, but that's technology for you. Oh, that's because it's from the team-up set. I'm sorry. Let's see. Latios. Oh, do I have the wrong? Whatever. You guys understand. It pulls directly from there, gives you your price, spits it out, and it gives you this wonderfully laid out spreadsheet. Now, you're always going to want to make sure that you're pulling from the right places, that you didn't accidentally enter in the same URL twice. It's super easy to set up. And it runs itself. It's a set it and forget it sort of thing. All you have to do is update the quantity in any of your new purchases, and you have a fully running and fleshed out investing model for yourself. It's super simple to do. If anyone needs help with it, they can always reach out to me and I can help you set it up. Completely free. It's on Google Sheets. All you need is a Google account. And it's so simple. I mean, I could do it. I'm sure I have an investing background. I have a financial restructuring background. I did modeling at my old job. So I knew what to search for on Google to help me set this up. I knew what guides to look up on YouTube. Sometimes it's as simple as just going to YouTube and typing in, how do I do this? And listening to some professor at Harvard tell you exactly how to do it in a minute and a half. It's so simple, and it'll make your life investing in collectibles and anything really. Like, there's so much experience that I draw from doing this for the past year. Like this, I didn't just spend the last year just buying Pokemon cards, putting them in my basement and letting them collect dust down there. I have been modeling. I have been tracking my profit, my loss. I have been doing everything I possibly can to ensure that what I'm doing right now is smart and could make me some money. That's why I'm doing it. It's part of it is the love for this franchise. I am enthralled with Pokemon. I know all of them. I know all their typings. I play the games. I still play Pokemon Go. But the other part of it is, I mean, I want to make money. I want to be able to do this and not just be the guy that collected Pokemon cards. I want to be able to say, yeah, I collected Pokemon cards, but I also made some money. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys use this resource to maybe set up your own inventory spreadsheet. If you guys need help setting it up, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just send me a direct message and I'll get back to you. But for now, peace and happy modeling.